Yesterday we did quadratic functions, graph attributes from a graph. Today we're going to learn how to determine the graph attributes from vertex form. Now it shows our parent function again, which is y equals x squared, okay? And then it shows what vertex form is. Vertex form is f of x equals a, that's just in place of a number, a, x, it's always x, minus h, another number, squared, plus k, another number. And let's start our notes. H comma k is the vertex. So if this was 4x minus 3 squared plus 7, we would know 3 and 7 is our vertex. All right, so that's the vertex. Just a little made-up example so you can see what it means. All right. And x equals h is the axis of symmetry, which we should already know from what we learned before, because if you find the vertex, the x value, or the first one, is also the axis of symmetry. All right. So let me erase this. So again, just remember, h comma k is the vertex, and then x equals h is the axis of symmetry. All right, scroll down. All right, now if A is positive, the parabola faces up, so the vertex is a minimum. And this is what it looks like. Draw a little example right here. So again, if A is positive, that means the first number, then it is the parabola faces up, and the vertex is a minimum. Now, if A is negative, obviously the opposite happens. It faces down, and the vertex is a maximum. And it looks like this. Okay, so just remember, if A is positive, it faces up, and it's a minimum because there's a lowest point right here, and everything else goes up. And then if it faces down, it's a maximum because there's a maximum point, and everything else goes down. All right, let's do a couple examples. We have our notes, which are crucial, and from this, we determine the vertex, and we determine the axis of symmetry. We can determine whether it's a maximum or minimum. Now, when we look at number one, we immediately see that there's a negative. So we're going to circle that negative. That's going to be crucial. Now we know A is negative, so it's going to be facing down, so we know it's a maximum. There's one of our answers already immediately, okay? And you might want to rush through it and say, oh, the vertex is 1, 3, axis of symmetry is 1, and I'm done. But it's not that simple. Remember, in the original equation, it was x minus h. But here, we have x plus a number, which is 1. How do we get from minus to plus? Well, we have to do another negative. So x minus negative 1 is really how we got to x plus 1. Now, if that's a little confusing, I want you to think about it in a different way. Remember when we did absolute value and I said anything inside the parentheses tells a lie? Well, if you see x plus 1, then you know it tells a lie, and really the number is going to be negative 1. Okay? So negative 1 comma 3 is our vertex. Again, I got the 3 from right here. That doesn't need to be changed, okay? But if it's inside the parentheses, make sure you change the sign. So if it's x plus 1, we know the vertex is negative 1 comma 3, and the axis of symmetry is negative 1. And we're done, okay? I want you to think about it like I told you in the absolute value unit. Inside tells a lie, so let's move down to the next one. We see it's negative again. Number 2, we're on number 2. We see it's negative again, so we know again it will be a maximum. And now all we need left to do is figure out the vertex and axis of symmetry. We see x minus 3 So it's written as x minus h again. This time it's written as x minus h. But again, instead of thinking like that, just think, oh, I remember inside tells a lie. So x minus 3, we're going to do the opposite. So the vertex is 3, comma, negative 1. The negative 1 stays the same. All right, and then we know the axis of symmetry is 3 as well. And that's it. It shouldn't be too hard. Let's scroll down to the last one, number 3. We see there's no negative sign out in front, so we know that's a positive. So we know this one's going to be a minimum. All right. And then vertex is negative 1. Again, do the opposite, comma, negative 4. When it's on the outside, it tells the truth. Truth. On the inside, it tells a lie. So we know that becomes negative 1. And the axis of symmetry is x equals negative 1, just the x value of the vertex. Now, you might be wondering, that is really easy. It is. That's why it's called vertex form. We're able to determine the vertex and axis of symmetry because it's in vertex form. It's easy. All you have to do is look at it. Just remember, anything inside the parentheses tells a lie. Anything outside tells the truth. So the vertex for number 3 is negative 1, comma, negative 4. All right, and then the axis of symmetry is the x value of the vertex, which is also negative 1, and the graph is a minimum because there was this plus on the outside. So try to do the worksheet. You should breeze through it easily. We don't need a calculator today, luckily, so make sure you turn it in and let me know if you have any questions.